Hey everyone, welcome. If this is your first time here, my name is April. This is Plan with April. If this is a return trip for you, welcome back. This is my garden journal brain dump thought process. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? This was my garden planner for last year and this year, and I used this CoffeeMonsterzCo bean card. Just glued it to the front of a chopped down composition notebook. And then when you open it, I covered the front cover with just some black cardstock. Sorry for the yawn. I'm not sure where that came from, but there it was. Put a sticker in here from Happy Planner, I believe. And then started in on seeds I wanted to grow from, plants I wanted to grow from seeds. And then when I needed to sow them indoors, when did I need to harden them, transplant them, harvest them, or direct sow. This little book has been in the mud. I was going to draw the garden layout in here, but I chose not to. I did it on a larger, like 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and it worked out pretty well. And I went through here and I wrote down each of the items I wanted to plant, how long it takes before they harvest, what do they need as far as sunshine, after, how many days after a chance of frost, plant indoors, transplant, harvest. So I kept track of like what I wanted to plant, how long it was going to take them to fully develop before they could be harvested. And we did end up planting all of this. So there was a lot in the garden. I really like this, but I think there's a simpler way to do it, and that's what I'm going to do for 2026. I did do a year in review. I started this yesterday kind of thinking about, what worked in the garden this year, what did we struggle with? One of the struggles that we had was blossom end rot on our tomato and pepper plants. So this is an inconsistent level of calcium getting from the soil to the plant. And it can either be one of two things: inconsistent watering or not enough calcium in the soils. So we did have some irregular watering. We had a sprinkler that was like, I don't know if I really want to do my job today, so I'm going to just stay right here with the pumpkins and not move on to everybody else. I'm going to give the pumpkins some extra water today. So we did have some irregular watering. Wes he bought a different sprinkler that runs on low pressure, I believe it is. We're on a well, and if we run water in multiple different places, it drops the water pressure. So Wes got a new sprinkler that kind of adapts to that, so it's been better. But I also think, even though we're rotating our crops every single year, I sound like we've been doing this for 100 years. We haven't. This is year 2 that we're on now. 2025 is our second year. But we did rotate crops. So I do want to amend the soil. We are going to be adding seasoned, and I say seasoned, that sounds really gross when I add the next word, manure, cow manure. And by seasoned, I mean it's dried out. It has been seasoned. Hopefully all of the, seeds and stuff that the cows ate and passed through their system have since died, so that we don't have a bunch of weeds in our garden. And then I've got some earth material as well. Earth material, like wood chips and stuff, grasses. So we've been working that. We're going to put that in there. And then I think we're also going to add some lime for that extra calcium. And then when we plant tomatoes and peppers next year in the garden, we are going to put in some Epsom salt, yes, in that specific area where we decide to do the peppers and tomatoes. So that is that on this little garden notebook. I've been really happy with it. However, I have some different ideas that I want to do. Helen no longer had this bean card for sale in a printed version, so I did the digital download. I talked to you guys about that in an earlier video. I did do the digital download, and I printed it out on a half sheet, like mailing label paper. So it's sticker paper. And then I'm just going to cut it down to the size that I want it. here's my plan. This is the Starry Night Scribbles That Matters dot grid notebook. And I'll show this. If you've never experienced one of these, they're beautiful. I have another one that I have absolutely loved and used, and I actually have it at work. It's my training book. So anytime, I'm going to cough. Anytime there's a new process or procedure at work, I will put it in a book that is similar to this one. It's the Scribbles. It's the same book. It's just not this book. That sounds weird. It's the same Scribbles That Matters Starry Night book. So, and I'll use my colored gel pens to do that. So that's what I'm thinking for my garden planner, is I want to put it in this book. So I've got the index. Oh, I should start at the beginning. In case you've never seen this book, you've got a pen loop over here that's attached, Scribbles That Matter, STM. Excuse me. You've got a key code, your bullet code, your color code, your information goes here. Another key code. I think that's duplicated. I don't think that's meant to be in there, to be honest with you. I think that was a print error, but we're going to go with it. And then you've got 2 blank pages, your indexes so that you can mark your page numbers, quite a few indexes, which is nice. And these are already numbered. So page 1 and page 2. What I would like to do, oh, and then in the back, you've got your pen test page. You've got 2 pages for your pen test page. Your reflections, flip through the journal from the first page to the last and see all the scribbles, a mirror of your past, you get to reflect. And then it does have a pretty good size folder in the back. And then your elastic, and then it comes with, I believe, 2 of the page markers in here, a black one and a white one. So this is my plan. I have a whole bunch of pens, gel pens that'll work in this. Most of them are the Papermate Brights. Let me see if I have one behind me. I think I've taken them all where I want them. So I don't think I have, I might have one. Are these the Brights? Yes. So this is what they look like. They're the Papermate Inkjoy Gel 0.7 Brights. They show up really well on the black paper. I also have the Jelly Roll, a whole set of jelly rolls. I have this one that I got off of, I think, Jet Pens. And then, of course, the Signo Uniball. It's a white ink, and it's like a bold writer. So my plan is to make it not only decorative, but also to have my garden layout in here, maybe hand draw some vegetables, because you all know I'm an artist. But I think I am going to put this in as probably like my main first page. Cut this down and put it in here. I thought about putting it on the cover, which is where I really, really want it, but I'm afraid that it won't stick because I don't know if you can see this. This is embossed with Starry Night, and then it actually has like meteor shower look where it's got the stars and then like lines, so it kind of looks like a meteor shower. If I put this on this, I'm thinking I would probably need to invest in a plastic cover to protect it, and I'm not sure I'm willing to like go into that much. Like, I don't know, but what do you think? Because I think this would be simply adorable on the front cover. And then put something on here that says, you know, like Garden Planner 2026. And I'm also wondering, what do you think? Should I take like my 2024 and 2025 garden information and add it in there? I'm debating. I don't know. All I know for sure is that I love this. And I really think I want it on the front cover, which means I'm going to have to invest. Let me cut this down. Oof. We're sitting here talking about it too much, and I want to just get in here with it. So let me just pop in here. Let's just do it. Now is as good a time. And I own this digital download, so I can reprint it at any time. So if I mess this up, it's okay. I'm not overly committed because I can download or I can print another one. And I know I have a cover on an old Hobonichi that I can probably take off. I think it's the same size. I'm pretty sure Scribbles That Matters A5. It might be a little big, but I could always take my blow dryer and turn it on the hot setting and shrink that plastic of the cover down. Okay, let's just see where we're at. I would want to also, if I grab behind me, I would want to do my edges. I know I wasn't planning on doing this morning, but here we are. I don't even think I would have to add the words garden planner. I don't. I think that's very self-sufficient. Self-sufficient? No, self-explanatory. Gosh. I think I've just been so excited to do this that now that we're together, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Worst case scenario, this is a plastic kind of sealed cover. I can peel it back off if I hate it. I just don't think I'm going to hate it. I really, really don't. I think I'm going to absolutely adore it. So, positioning. Try to keep my head out of the screen. I think I want it up a little bit higher. Oh, that sound. Ooh, that sound. No, it's not. That's a song, but it's ooh, that smell, not that sound. Okay, does that look? No. Is that a little bit better? Okay. Stop. Stop it. Okay. Ta-da! So happy with that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am so happy with that. Yes, I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to cover that so that it doesn't get gardened because I know it's going to be in and out. I really, really like this. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I like that these are rounded and this side is not because then it kind of just keeps with it. And then the ideas that I have for inside is I want to do like a habit tracker layout with the months across the top, kind of like this layout, but different. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it yet. It might be another brain dump video before I actually put pen to paper. I like how this looks. I like how it functioned. It just needs a little bit more information in here. And then when it comes to like what we're going to grow and what the garden's going to look like, this is already a dot grid. So I will be adding it in here. And what I might do, okay, so that is the first page. What I might end up doing is doing I wonder how many years of gardening this would hold. Like, do I just do like a 6-year? 5-year? Because here's what I'm thinking. If I did it in subsections, I could draw out 2024's garden layout. And then I could draw out 2025's garden layout. 2026, 2027, and then, so 24, 25, 26, 27, yeah, and then 28. Like that counting I did. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, fingers and toes. And then I would have 5 years worth of pretty quick at a glance gardening layouts so that I could see, this is where next year I'm going to need my calcium for the peppers and the tomatoes. Am I going to do them together? Am I not going to do them together? How did it work? And then have a section of maybe, how did that work? What worked well? What do we need to tweak? And then keep track of garden amendments that we do to the soil so that, we can kind of get a handle on that. I don't see gardening being a hobby that I give up anytime soon. In fact, Wes is going to be digging up an additional piece of soil for me to do just pumpkins in, because I'm loving this pumpkin patch idea. So lay out the garden, or do I do it like 2024's garden layout, 2024's planting schedule, do everything as a year, and then just flip back as a year. I don't know, because it's not like a regular planner or a regular journal, because I am going to be referring back to this multiple times throughout each of the different years that I live in this book. The thing that I'm afraid of with grouping everything is I'm either going to leave too much blank space, too much blank pages, too many blank pages, or I'm not going to leave myself enough blank pages. If I do just 1 year in a grouping, and maybe, I could washi tape the sides to mark 2024, and then have 2025 be a different color of washi tape, and then 2026 be a different color. And then I know which years I'm looking at as I have the book like closed like this. Like I could have, not tabs, just a strip of washi tape here for 2024, 25, 26, 27, 28, and have them, whatever years I decide to do. And that way I can quickly flip through and say, okay, I need to look at back to 2024, see what we did, because we're struggling with X, Y, and Z this year. What was our weather conditions like? Oh, that was the other thing. I wanted to be able to have a page where I tracked all of the year's weathers, because I want that as a glance. I want that as a 1-page or 2-page spread where I can say 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, however many years. And that way I can quickly see, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do that though, because if you did it daily, you would only have maybe 2 years, 1 year on this, 1 year on this. Well, yeah, because you would go this way. How would you do that? I don't know. Again, I'm going to have to brain dump that idea. So I do want to have the weather. I want to have the degrees, the highs and the lows, so that I can keep track of, like, my tomatoes slowly blushed on in 2024. That's true, because it was very, very hot. And I read that the lycopene doesn't like to show up until the temperatures like between 70 and 80. So somewhere in that like happy zone. And last year we had 90 to 100 degree days for like 3 weeks, and my tomatoes were green. Like they were not turning. And I think that's why. But to have that documented so that I can go back and look and say, oh, this could be why the tomatoes aren't producing lycopene this year, because we're having, really hot days. Or if we have a freeze, I can track when we're freezing. And there's so much to keep track of. And so I have so much fun doing the gardening part of it that I really want to have a book that has all of this information that's stuck in my head. Because all of this information, like in the folder, I want to be able to put the seed packets that I need to reorder. So I've got these in here. I've got bunching onions, and then I have the mammoth sunflowers that I need to reorder for 2026. So those are nicely tucked in there. Tips on growing asparagus. I started this in the back of the book so that I wasn't afraid I was going to leave too much space or not enough space. And I may continue that as well in the new one. I do like starting in the back, because then I can just work my way back to the center. So I've got how to grow beans, tips and tricks. I've got a little glitter in there. Who doesn't love a little piece of glitter? Growing edamame. What do? They grow well in heat. Okay. Well, if I have, some years where I'm tracking our hottest time and how long they take to germinate, then I know when to put them in our soil. Brussels sprouts. They are a high maintenance plant. They love the cold. So they're not going to be planted on Mother's Day. They may be sown in the house on Mother's Day or in the greenhouse, but they're not going to be put in the soil until after those 100-degree days so that I don't burn up my Brussels. And they're sweeter after the first frost. I didn't know all this. I've had to research all of it. So they do love full sun, but they're more of a fall plant. Cucumbers, ideas on how to do an A-frame for them so that they grow up and over. That worked really well this year, super well in fact. Watermelon tips, growing beans. Now beans are a crop that put nutrients back in the soil for plants. So this year I'm going to research for 2026 if I can put beans, tomatoes, and peppers all within the same kind of area, not necessarily together, although that would be awesome because they do put so much back in the soil that the tomatoes and peppers use. I don't know if you could do that. Let me know. Have you ever staggered beans in between your tomatoes or your pepper plants? I've always done marigold staggered in with my tomatoes. I always say potatoes. Marigold staggered in with my tomato plants because I know they're a good companion plant, but I've never put beans in the area with my tomatoes or peppers. Let me know if you've done that. So those are the pages that I have in the back so far of things that I have researched and plants that I've researched. So that so far, those are all my ideas. I really was excited to get this book. And I'm still really excited about the information that's in it. But after 2 years of gardening, I'm ready to kind of get it into a more permanent status and maybe a little bit more decorative. I'm ready to have fun with it. You know, with my drawing of how the garden's going to go, I may get creative and draw like a little corn cob, you know, or something, or like, you know, have some asparagus where I'm going to plant the asparagus. Just add some fun to it. I'm ready to commit to having it in a book that is not a composition notebook. Nothing against my composition notebooks. You guys know I love my composition notebooks. And I still may use this as like a rough draft on things that I'm thinking. Like maybe I'll use it to scribble out some of my designs to see what they're going to look like. So this will be my rough draft book, and then this will be my final copy book. I know that sounds bougie, but I really want to be able to have this book to reflect on for years to come, and maybe, just maybe, hand it down to my daughter or my granddaughter or my grandson, my nieces, my nephews, whoever is into gardening, hand down the book and give them, you know, years of tracking for soil conditions, weather conditions, what's grown well this year, what's grown well last year. Yeah, just to give information. So yeah, that is my plan. Thank you for hanging out with me and going through this, and yeah, helping me get the bravery to stick this beautiful sticker down. I absolutely love it. I just love this design. Thank you, Helen, for doing this. It's perfect for my garden planner, garden journal. I love all of you. I hope you have the most amazing Wednesday. And I will talk to you in the comments soon. I can't wait to hear what you think about this. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Love you. Bye.